Hi guys, this is going to be the first of many music-related episodes. The point of these is that even if you are not a music student or you're not completely musically inclined, you still get something out of this. So I'm going to try to go over something I call the Zen scale. It's not completely just thought of by me, obviously. It's a lot of different teachings that I've gotten through a lot of different schools, basically, of like the instrument, or maybe just not only the instrument but also other types of schools too. Now I just made a lot of adjustments to my cello to see if I can make it sound a little bit better. Man, it doesn't sound too bad. But also I have a gig on the 11th or something, so probably need more rosin. So this is, yeah. Okay, so I just repaired it. It sounds, and that's about the best of it. It's a repaired, they call it on the web Cisilio, but I always call it Cecilio. It's a Cisilio 200 cello with Diodario strings. Which is not the best combo, but for now pretty much anything will do because I don't have anything else to play with. And thus, since no instrument was available, I was left without practice time for a really, really long time. And this will be my recuperating process, basically, same as you would in any sport. Basically, you would start with the warm-up stuff, and that might seem boring at first, but it's excruciatingly necessary. And of course, in this case, it's really hard to pay attention. It's really hard to pay attention after a certain point. Mostly if you're anxious enough about getting to the end result, or at least getting to the point where you were before. This applies to pretty much everything, not only music and sports. Pretty much everything. If you were already good at something and you're not good, and you're not as good anymore because of X, Y, or Z, you feel like you have to get back there as soon as possible. No, that's not the right attitude. That I say that hurting because that has always been my attitude. I want to get there now because I already did this. I did this, that, and the other. Okay, so if you might actually be able to fix things now, you have a whole new opportunity to fix things that were already probably wrong, or maybe things that were great can get better by going back and doing the baby steps, as you probably don't want to anyway, but it will be good for you. And it, just like in any recuperation, just like in any healing process, I guess. Try to be patient with the healing process. For example, if you broke your leg and you are a professional soccer player, and you have to wait and do nothing at first, and then the therapy would begin, which starts with allowing you to walk and then walk faster and so on and so on. And in both the music and the broken leg, the end result is the same. If you rush it, your bone will not heal properly, and it may cause huge problems in the future because of its misuse or misplacement. That's the same thing in everything that you do. If there's a craft or a thing that you love doing, and you want to get back at it as soon as possible, you're probably going to leave some stuff behind. As long as you actually well, if you rush, basically your bones are not going to heal properly. That's what I'm saying. If you wait until you have progressed correctly, then you continue with the rehabilitating mentality. You should be able to reach goals and manage harder moves or tasks once your healing has gone correctly. Of course, this particularity does not apply to every single bone injury or injury in general. However, it does apply to what I like to call... I just messed it up. However, it applies to what I like to call the forgotten craft. The forgotten craft, which, as they say, has never actually been forgotten. It only needs the whole body to remember how to do it. Or, at least that's what my mom used to say. That's a horrible joke. Which, as they say, has never actually been forgotten. It only needs the whole body to remember how to do it, both in the case of cello and soccer or anything. So that's what my mom used to say. So okay. So tips on this. Try not to look at it as redoing things. You're not relearning things, you are rediscovering, meaning that you would be more attentive to things that you weren't attentive to before. Thanks to you being an older, more mentally prepared for the task person, meaning that you were much better than this already, so you are probably the best person to judge your first steps. Okay? So you have to do it perfect, basically, because you were already doing something much more difficult. By making sure that you do whatever it is you were doing perfectly, which I'm sure you already were before. However, there might have been things that you might have missed. So this version of yourself can be your in-home instructor, basically. So you can correct things as they come up. Try looking at your exercises from different perspectives, and most of all, do not stop and give up. Do not stop and go somewhere real quick. Do not stop and see what's on TV. Do leave your phone in like a different room and make all your distractions benefactors by giving you access to notice a lot more things going on at the same time. For example, how did I hit the ball? Where exactly, like I'm going back to the soccer player analogy, like what would be the best way to hit the ball without causing any strain on my whatever it is I hurt now, or so where exactly does it hurt right now, as opposed to 3 days ago? How can I strategize my game so that this doesn't happen again, or just rethink the entire life plan? That last option is definitely not something that I would recommend for anybody, but it's something that maybe people would take into account. This is basically a superpower. Just try to remember to make mental notes that we won't pay full attention to later, but you will fix these in that time. Then and there, basically. The mental note just helps you remember to check next time you're doing your craft. Also, you're learning. Also, please know that you are learning new things, and you're also know that you're learning new things, and your understanding of whatever it is your craft is growing a lot more than it used to be. This is your first real endeavor into like the dissection of your craft. With that in mind, here's the actual lesson. Okay? Thank you. Oh shit.